What the hell is a get back coach?
Great question. Get back coach is a side part of the job for a strength and conditioning coach. The typical strength and conditioning coach with the NFL within a team structured environment has many roles, as you can imagine. And one that I became kind of viral for is the get back coach. So our game day responsibilities are many. One of them is this sideline patrol type of job. So, in an atmosphere where you got a bunch of type A mentalities, you got the head coach, you have the star players, you have so many people, and honestly, you have chaos going on in a lot of ways. So, the main role of the get back coach is honestly to keep everyone safe, to keep everyone in position where they're supposed to be. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about not just the coaching staff, which is 25 to 30 people, the head coach, the players, 53 players on that field, the officials. There are so many people, and then there's doctors, there's medical personnel, there's video personnel, there's everyone. So we have to keep out of the sideline, out of the path of the official, the coaches, the players, and all those other people that are staff members. Because one of the worst case scenarios in my life in that role is if you get a personal foul, you get a penalty at the wrong time in the game, it can cost your team a victory, and it could cost your team in a really, really high pressure, high stress environment. So our main goal is to elicit safety, but we really have to keep those guys out of the way. And I've seen coaches get completely demolished on the sideline. I've seen guys get knocked out, staff members, players, especially in the punt. You look at the punt play where there's vices. The vice is the two defenders on one guy, and they're trying to shove him out of bounds, which is completely legal, not while he's out of bounds, but that's the goal, is to get that defender far out of bounds. There are some dangerous shots, just like you just see there in the Buffalo clip. Coaches get hit. You've seen knees blown out. You've seen guys just get completely destroyed on an NFL sideline because clearly you got players running at 20 plus miles an hour and they're cruising. They can bring a lot of force. Some coaches, Jim Caldwell was great. He was the head coach in Detroit and Indianapolis. He was always good. He told his staff, when I was the get back coach for him, he said, listen, if Ted has to tell you more than once where to stand, I'm going to fire you, because if you're messing that up, what else are you messing up that I'm not aware of? So I appreciate all the coaches out there that always have your back. They're always good. Emotions run high sometimes. And Sean saying, at least he admitted, I think he admits in this video that he never said thank you. The beauty is all these clips, the majority of these are from one game. So you look at this, people always ask me, this is a hilarious video, but I can honestly say at the end of those games, I was physically and mentally exhausted, completely drained. I mean, just the emotional, trying to stay alert for 3.5, 4 hours straight of every single play and making sure, all right, we got to stay locked in. And then sweet talking the officials, making sure we're always on their good side, because I know I'd always go up to him. I was like, I'm going to do my best. I'll take care of Sean. You let me know if you need anything, I'm here. Just let me know if you have any issues with anyone else. I'm going to make sure he's out of your way. There's other times I actually got to the point a couple times in my career where I would have my staff, so my strength and conditioning staff or other people, I would designate an area of the sideline for them to stand, because typically you'll have the offense on one side, the defense on one side. So having multiple staff members, because it's not just me, it's not just the head strength coach. Usually you have several assistants that are helping assist in that job. So actually having them coordinate, hey, details matter. Stand here. You got this 14, 15-yard space. Make sure everything is clear here. Next, mid-15, next, and so on and so forth, because, man, it would be gut-wrenching if we got a personal foul and if it was at a critical point in the game, because if you cost your team, especially if you cost them big in a winning scenario, that could completely come back to bite you, especially if you're in playoff contention, things like that. It is funny. Then the other chaos, just certain guys, once again, it's not just the head coach. It's the assistants, it's the players, and I don't fault the players. I don't fault anyone. They're trying to get close to the action. They're trying to be ready. They're trying to get into the game if they're a player, because they get yelled at by the assistant coach. Their position coach will scream at them if they're not right there ready to go in when we have a personnel subbing. So if you're subbing in a different group and you need your guy in there, typically a position coach will turn around and scream, "Where's so-and-so?" So you see all these factors. There's so many things going on in the middle of a game on an NFL sideline in a high pressure, high stakes, high stress environment. It's a funny thing, but to me, it's an important job. And I think, people, it's been almost like a polarizing topic in the strength and conditioning community. Some people are like, that shouldn't be the strength coach's job. I'll do whatever I need to do to make sure that our team has the best chance to win. So as we go on, you're welcome, Sean. Happy to be there with all the other coaches I've worked with. but this is truly a hilarious video, man. They're showing Joe Ken, who was with the Carolina Panthers there. Joe did a great job. It's just funny. Every team's different. The personalities are different. The stressors are different. Every game's different. Are you up big? Are you losing big? What are the emotions? What's going on the sideline? The head coach, is he the one that's driving it? Do you have coordinators there an issue? Do you have guys that are tending to run up on the field? I've seen so many crazy things. Players too. Players will run on the field. The Cincinnati Bengals, the year that they were in the Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams, they had a practice squad player run on the field in flip-flops to celebrate a touchdown. Clearly a penalty. They got a penalty for it. It hurt them in the game. And you're talking about the Super Bowl. You're talking about a very, very high-stakes environment.